Hello everyone. I just realized that I had my earbuds in and I can't do this with my earbuds in. Sadly, because if I record something, it won't pick it up. It only picks up if it's like, if I'm just talking. But anyway, I know I said I wasn't gonna, sorry, that I wasn't gonna make any more goblin videos, but I'm bored. So here we go. And he's actually doing something interesting. Ooh, he's actually doing something interesting. Sorry, I was really low. Anyway.
People. But quite frankly, I don't fucking care who it pisses off. Whether it's the government, whether it's trolls, whoever it is. I don't fucking care. Because these are things that need to be fucking changed. First off, we need to get rid of our goddamn government, because to be quite honest, the president don't run the country.
And this is why he failed in school, because I would like to I wish Marty would ask him, or whoever it speaks to the goblin. I don't get involved with speaking to cows. But who does he think does he know there's 3 branches of government? Like, the judicial branch, which he's going to be very accustomed to. The executive branch. Anyway, if we got rid of the government, the goblin would be like, I don't know, a serf somewhere, or homeless. So would his whole family, actually. I think Sally actually works, but you get what I mean.
The government does. The president don't run the country. He ain't even the motherfucking leader.
If he means, like, the president isn't a king, which is about to change, but there's things in place where people want that to change, where we would have basically a monarchy of sorts, which is why I'm not voting for a certain someone who faked an assassination attempt this year. Anyway, so yes, the president can't just write decrees and bibbity boppity boo, but yes, he does. He's the leader, or she will be the leader of the free world.
Our current president is a pawn. He's a fucking joke. And you know what's funny? They say that we have freedom of speech. No, we fucking don't. If we truly had freedom of speech, then why are we not allowed to state our opinions?
I'm going to say this. The goblin is not the only one who believes this type of garbage. A lot of conservatives believe this type of garbage, where they believe they should say whatever they want, whenever they want, wherever they want, however they want, and people should just get over it. And I have to fix this. Sorry, I did all this and didn't record anything. I'm getting a mixtape together, was doing that, and I have to pause the video. Anyway, the goblin he's not the only type of person who believes like this, that you can say whatever you want, wherever you want, and that's so-called freedom of speech. That's not. One part of freedom of speech is anybody in America can say, I don't like Joe Biden, or I don't like Donald Trump, or I don't like Kamala Harris. Another part of that is we can put it into writing, freedom of the press. If you are a member of the press, CNN, whoever, at Fox, Newsmax, whatever, you can say, on air, or put it in writing, or we could get on a video in video form and say what we disagree with that the government is doing. Another part is protesting, which the goblin doesn't seem to agree with. First Amendment rights, because he believes he has the right to bludgeon people with bats who use their First Amendment rights, so he's actually a dictator. But anyway, that's also a part of the First Amendment, the right to protest. Freedom of speech. Sorry, I was trying to speak quickly because I had used a lot of time doing something else. Freedom of speech simply means that we can say that and disagree with our government, and Joe Biden can't whisk us away, or Kamala Harris at this point can't whisk us away in a black van and lock us away indefinitely, or draw and quarter us in the public square, or members of the press. There was the something in history in Japan. It was called the Graping of Nanking, and basically in Japan there was I think it was around World War II, some member of the press in Japan wrote something about the corruption there, and they basically gave him a death by 1,000 cuts. And you can't do that here in this country. You have the right to protest for right, meaning you can't run outside your house onto the street, or even on a sidewalk, or depending on state, even your driveway, and batter people and bludgeon them because you don't like what they said or what sign they were holding. Protesters have rights. It's just to protect you from the government. Has nothing to do with private businesses, has nothing to do with private homes, has nothing even to do with private citizens. Legally, really, if we were following the First Amendment to its T, you could basically punch somebody in the nose for saying something you didn't like. That's why they used to have duels back in the day. Like, somebody said something or did something you didn't like, and people had duels, and that was actually okay back then. It was rumored Thomas Jefferson shot somebody on the White House lawn because they said something he didn't like, which would have been against the First Amendment because he was a member of government, but you get the point. All it does is protect you against the government and government tyranny. That's all it does. It has nothing to do with the internet. The internet could disappear my account, just delete it, and that's their right to do. They could ban me, permaban me. That's within their right to do. Just like if I went into Walmart, they would have the right to, let's bring in the Second Amendment. I am a gun owner. If I was concealed carrying, or let's say I wasn't, because they wouldn't know if I was concealed carrying. If I was open carrying in Walmart and they told me to leave, I have to. It's a private business. If I refuse, they have the right to trespass me and ban me from all their establishments. That is their right. It is a private business. The public can go in, but it is a private business. They have the right to do that. Continuing on.
Opinions on social media without getting shadow banned. Therefore, we truly don't have freedom of speech. Anybody that speaks the fucking truth against what somebody else likes, against what these corporations like, when we speak out against them, guess what? We get silenced. Don't believe me, try it for yourselves. Watch what happens. Haven't you ever noticed how around election time, if you speak out publicly against our president or say anything against our president, you either get shadow banned or your post gets removed. And you wanna know why social media hates me? It ain't because of that shit that I did. It's because I don't fucking listen to society. I don't follow the social norms. I go against the grain. I see everything going wrong. I see how great the U.S. could be if we just stop fucking worrying about everyone else and worry.
The United States would be a great place without people like you in it, for one. And you haven't criticized the president, not that I've heard. You've been stupid and said you had nothing to do with the assassination attempt of a former president because you're a narcissistic individual and you think you're that important. But you haven't really criticized anyone. And people have the right to worry about other people. Like, I'm a true crime, I wouldn't say a junkie, but there's a lot of people's lives who could have been saved if people had worried about other people. Women would not have been raped or killed or abused. Children wouldn't have died or bad things happened to them. Men, boys. But people have the right to worry about criminality. Someone being a criminal is not private. Like, it's not like someone worrying about just what you do in your four walls, or policing, you know, craziness like a communistic country, or like royalty back in the day, where, well, you didn't pray right, or, you know, policing religion. That's not what we're doing, and you can't compare yourself to that. Or policing people of color, or the poor, or the mentally ill, just because you don't like certain people. Actually, today's time, you can be mentally deranged and you have more rights than anybody. Anyway.
About our own fucking shit. If we stop helping other countries like North Korea and say fuck you to goddamn Putin and just kick his ass.
Who's helping North Korea? Who's helping any Korean country? And I'm going to say this because I listened to some guy who's a military member. The reason we are funding the war in Ukraine, I think that's what he meant. I'm probably giving him too much grace there, because he thinks, not Harriet Tubman, that's actually the person who freed the slaves, but, or helped free the slaves, but he thinks, now I can't even remember the person he named, but it was the lady who sat down on the bus and refused to move and she got arrested, the black lady. Which there were several ladies, black women, who refused to give up their seat on a bus for a white person. She wasn't the only one, and I can't remember her name at this point in time. It's 1:30. Forgive me. You'll have to give me a pass. But he named the wrong person. But anyway, continue. No, we are funding Ukraine because we're having Ukraine fight Russia for us as an American country. So we don't have to actually put boots on the ground, which we actually have to now because the Ukrainians aren't very good at what they're doing. Everything you've been told about that is a bunch of BS. That's why we're funding Ukraine.
Or fucking wipe out Kim Jong-un and free his people, we'd be in a much better place.
I thought we weren't supposed to be worrying about other people.
Hey, here's an idea. How about we wipe out Russia's nukes? Hey, man, how about this? How about everybody fucking take away their fucking nukes? All the leaders sit the fuck down, smoke a goddamn bowl, and actually fucking chill the fuck out.
He doesn't live in the real world, does he? Why doesn't he try to go over to Russia, if he can even get past the border patrol, go into wherever they have their nukes at, which is more powerful than anything that was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and tell Putin to just stop being Putin. Like, does he really think he can succeed at something the United States hasn't been able to succeed at? And really, we haven't had that long of a beef with Russia. It's just since the Cold War we weren't really happy with them because they were expanding too much.
You know, everybody's always talking about how, we're different. You got Russia over here with Putin saying, I'm better than everyone else. I can do whatever I want. No,
every country thinks that, Goblin. Every country thinks they're the best. The United States sits here and says we're the best. Well, people can't even afford to live. I mean,
fuck, you can't. You dumb fuck. You're a fucking gangster who became president of Russia, motherfucker.
No, he actually was elected. This is the thing, most dictators were legitimately put in place, like Hitler, Stalin, Pol Pot. Yes, I'm not saying he wasn't a gangster. He was a member of the KGB, but just like Stalin was in politics before he became dictator of Russia. Happens that way. So was Hitler. Hitler fought in the war, World War One. So just because you're one thing, by that definition, Donald Trump has no right to be a president, or even Biden for that reason. Does he think people are just born like in their position? That's like royalty. Royalty works that way.
That's all you are. You're a pissed off, bitter old man that just happened to become the leader of Russia.
I think you and Putin would get along perfectly fine, Cyrax. I actually think you would. You have a lot in common.
And now because you think you're big and bad, you can take over other people's countries. Nigga, fuck you, man. You're a punk-ass bitch with a fucking nuke. That's all you are.
Does he realize most countries have nukes? Like we do. A lot of places do.
And Biden, your ass don't even need to be president. Your ass needs to be back in the goddamn motherfucking nursing home. Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me that the Goblin lives in a Trump voting household. That really doesn't shock me.
Too goddamn fucking old for this shit. You're always falling asleep at a podium. Always doing stupid shit. You can't even form a coherent sentence, bro.
Neither can you, and he didn't fall asleep at a podium. I haven't seen that. I've known his, like, he tripped and fell. He, jumbles his words and gets things wrong, but he's not even going to be the president anymore. So why are we talking about this?
Really. And you're allowing these fucking rich bitch fucking morons that actually are the real fucking leaders of the country, that are actually the ones running the shit, you're letting them run you. Which, quite frankly,
Who are these, quote, rich bitches? Nancy Pelosi? I don't think she's even in government anymore. I think she retired.
frankly, I'm glad that you ain't gonna be president for much longer because your fucking son's a goddamn drug addict and got caught doing stupid shit. Not that you give a fuck.
You've been caught doing stupid shit, and you're still on the internet. So why don't you lead by example and remove yourself, and Sally should call the police and have you arrested.
And Kim Jong-un, your punk ass needs to go the fuck to hell. You're a bitch ass fuck boy with a shitty ass fucking haircut. You look like you ain't seen the sunlight in over a motherfucking decade.
The man's a light-skinned Asian. Come on, man. And how can you insult someone's skin color when you're the most racist person on the platform? And you're translucent. We can basically see your internal organs through your skin.
You keep your people locked up like some fucking sick animals when they're human motherfucking beings.
Like Sally keeps you locked up? People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
And what I want to know to the U.S. government, why ain't y'all motherfuckers going after Kim Jong-un? Nuking.
Because he's not doing anything at this point, and countries, especially the United States, usually don't, well, we haven't, and under Trump we didn't, go after countries who weren't doing anything. Like, just because a country runs a way you don't like, doesn't mean you bomb them. Which, if every country ran the way Cyrax wanted it to run, we'd have to go live on the moon somewhere.
His punk ass and freeing the people of North Korea. I mean, we've all seen the videos. He literally treats his people like fucking shit.
Like you treat all the people who tried to be your friend, and the people you bully online constantly. Again, people in glass houses.
They don't have technology. They don't have
which is something you shouldn't have either.
shit. North Korea is literally living in the motherfucking dark ages.
So are you, actually. So are you. And how did he, if he can't even know what happened in slavery, which he said the reason the United States had war with England was the same reason the slaves were freed or something. Because of, it sounded like he said depression and tyranny. And Steve's just like, no, I think it had something to do with taxes.
So why the fuck ain't we doing anything about his ass? We say that we're about helping people, no we're fucking not. If the U.S. is really about helping people, like I said, why don't we fucking kill Kim Jong-un, or arrest him, or do whatever you need to do, and free the fucking people in North Korea.
Why don't you do that, Goblin? And how about you stop telling people what to do while you've had no work experience and you sit in your attic on a microphone that somebody bought you? Everything you have has been given to you. Literally. Not even by the government, by your grandmother.
Do you know how many motherfuckers get killed there every day for having a fucking Bible? Yeah.
Please don't sit here and pretend you care about Christianity and religion, because you don't. If I would have loved to seen him back in like the Spanish Inquisition. Or even back in the day, he'd probably be burned as a witch.
A fucking Bible, dude. They got killed over a fucking book from church. Or over anything that they're not allowed to motherfucking have. And North Korea puts on this thing of, oh, we're a good country, we treat our people good. No, the fuck you don't.
Every country does that. Every single country does that. Every single country lies. Every single country acts like they're like some utopia. There is no perfect country. Now there's countries that are better than others, which is allowing you to terrorize this country. But, yeah.
You treat your people like fucking shit. Worse than shit, honestly. And you know what's funny? People always bitch and complain to the government about how the U.S. is in debt and blah blah blah. Well, here's an idea. How about we stop fucking giving Russia fucking ways to try to fucking nuke everybody?
They do. He does know that Russia has its own economy. Well, I think Russia gave weapons to, like, medieval, Middle Eastern terrorists. That's what it was. I don't think anybody gave Russia anything. We're certainly not sending any money there.
Fucking nuclear warheads. We defund Putin, get rid of his ass, or kill him, or do whatever you gotta do to get rid of him.
Defund Putin. That's interesting.
Get somebody in there that can run Russia properly, that does care about his people, and wants to see Russia do good. And
every time the United States has resurrected or put in place a leader that we like, it all has gone to hell. Like, that country has gone to hell, literally. Mao, we put in power. I mean, there's probably several other people that we've put in power, and I know that there is, but I just can't think of the names other than Mao, where they were horrible people. Horrendous people.
Hey, how about this? How about we take Kim Jong-un, we get rid of him.
And does he realize doing this would just bankrupt this country? Like, in one breath, he's like, stop sending money. Doesn't he think war and, like, doing what he's suggesting costs money? Like, does he think Putin and Kim Jong-un are just gonna go away willingly?
We take away his money and his nukes, and we take all that money that we have given them, and we use it to pay off our motherfucking debt. We need to stop worrying about other motherfucking people and start worrying about ourselves. Because guess what? The motherfucker that worries about himself is usually the one that is successful.
So why aren't you successful?
Our government is a fucking joke, dude. There are a bunch of fucking rich assholes running the country how they see fit. Those rich motherfuckers up there, yeah, there may be a few of them that care about the country, but not all of them. The rest of them, they don't give a fuck.
That's usually how countries go. You should read a book. There's documentaries. Like, you could go back as far as you want to. Since, like, the beginning of time, most governments or rulers, emperors, kings, have people in their inner circle, or them themselves, who don't really care about their country or fellow country people. That's usually how things go.
They're just after this. Money. They're a bunch of rich, overpaid, lazy assholes that do nothing but sit on their fucking asses while the rest of us down here, like myself and my family, work our motherfucking asses
You don't work, stop.
off to try to make a little bit of money just to get by. Why do you think so many people are becoming entrepreneurs and doing their own shit their own motherfucking way?
A lot of people did that over COVID, and they're broke now, so they all went back to work.
Why do you think so many people are moving out of America and going to other fucking countries?
Because, sorry, I had vapor in my mouth. Because it's too expensive to live, and there's a lot of things in politics that people don't like. I plan to get dual citizenship somewhere else too.
Because the U.S. is a fucking joke right now. The rest of the world's fucking laughing at us.
I don't disagree.
And you wanna know why they're laughing at us? Because while they got their shit together and doing good,
Who is they? Like well, I don't know all the economics of Germany, but they have the third largest economy in the world. I don't think most countries are doing perfectly fine.
we got our shit together for jack fucking shit. Because it's being run by a bunch of overpaid, fucking retarded, dumbass fucking rich idiots.
Why don't you run for anything? Like a board of directors, city council, anything. I'd like to see that.
We need somebody in fucking office that is willing to say fuck you to these goddamn motherfuckers, get rid of everybody out of the fucking government, and get new people in there that actually give a fuck about this goddamn country, dude. You wanna know what I would do if I was president? First thing I'd fucking do, get rid of every
You'd get rid of the age of consent, is what you would do.
motherfucking body in that goddamn office that's corrupt as fuck. First off, I would fire. Actually, no, I wouldn't even keep the ones that are trustworthy. I would get rid of every motherfucking body, and I would bring on every single person in government myself that I know is trustworthy.
You're a horrible judge of who's trustworthy because you got duped for 7 years by CIA hole. So I don't trust your judgment. And I don't trust, like, people like you. It's easy to say just get rid of everybody in the grand scheme of things, but that's a very dangerous idea. Many countries, even Russia, have done this. And what are you replacing it with? Is like the Bolsheviks. They got rid of everybody and put themselves in power and couldn't run a country. People have tried this. Like, for since the beginning of time. You have to think, not how bad it is, not just about that, but what are we replacing it with?
I know has the country's best interest at heart, that isn't out for fucking money or monetary gain. And I would fucking hire those motherfuckers to help run shit, because those are the motherfuckers that are gonna get this country somewhere. Those
So, you want people to work for free because you do. Okay.
are the motherfuckers that we need to have on fucking board. Those are the motherfuckers that are gonna steer this country in the right direction the way it should have been this whole goddamn motherfucking time. So yeah, I am embarrassed of Biden. I am ashamed of our fucking government.
You do know that the president does not control the economy. The president does not control everything. Separation of powers, 3 judicial branches. If you don't like the laws being passed, who are you electing as judge? Who are you voting in? If you don't like certain laws, who are you voting in? You have to pay attention to local level.
And you know what's funny? They try to say that we have freedom of speech. No, the fuck we don't. If we truly had freedom of speech, or any freedom at all, for that matter, we can fully say what we want and not fucking worry about being arrested.
Who's being arrested? I haven't heard of someone saying something and being arrested in this country, unless you're talking about like the misgendered ban in like New York.
But you know what's sad? There's too many people out here that are a bunch of fucking pussies that don't want to speak their mind because they're afraid of, oh, the government's gonna come after me. Fuck the government. They're a bunch of overpaid rich assholes. That's what they really are. And guess what? If the government wants to come after me for this, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Like you didn't give an F when you got arrested and you cried.
Because guess what? They can't touch me because guess what? That's one of my human rights. At birth. You have human rights, motherfuckers.
You don't because you're not a human.
And one of them, you are allowed to speak your mind. Without repercussion.
And the gag is, the thing of it all, is he'd have all of us put in prison for criticizing him. If he ever became anything in government, he'd basically become a Stalin, where he arrests or unalives all of his naysayers, or people who don't clap enough for him, or people who disagree with him, and or be like Putin, where people magically end up, deceased by mysterious circumstances.
You are allowed to speak your mind without being in any kind of trouble. So if you really think about it, are we truly free or are we slaves to a fucking corrupt system that's a fucking joke?
You're not a slave at all. You're the most freest among us because you get to play the crazy card. You threaten your grandmother. You threaten people online. And because of how you look, you use your grotesqueness in a narcissistic fashion to weaponize against people.
Are we really free or are we slaves to the motherfucking fat ass fucking rich guys that get to cruise around on their $1 trillion yachts and travel around the world whenever they want, however they want?
You're just mad that people have money and you don't.
Like, you ever wonder where your tax money is really fucking going?
We saw your accounting skills on taxes, so we don't want to hear anymore.
Half of it ain't even going to where it should be going. Half of it's going to these rich fucking assholes at the end of the day. The rich get rich and the poor stay poor.
And that's a story as old as time.
Why do you think there needs to be more motherfuckers like me out there that are actually speaking up? And yeah, don't get me wrong, there are a few of y'all that are speaking up against this shit.
I don't want to hear you speak. Do something. It's not about speaking. Yes, speaking is a part of it. But do. Faith without works is dead.
About what's going on. And don't get me wrong, I applaud y'all for that. I do. But what about the motherfucking people like us? The lower class motherfuckers like my family that are out here working their goddamn ass off to the bone every goddamn motherfucking day of the week.
Your family is not well, your grandmother is actually in retirement age. She works because you won't. Your Ed is a drug addict, and you do nothing. Except scream into a microphone and demand that everybody make your life better while you sit and do nothing. You want us to live your life for you, and that's nothing to be proud of, and you should not be listened to at all.
There's so much shit we could be doing. But y'all motherfuckers up there in office are too fucking lazy to do shit. You're too goddamn lazy. You're always worried about what this country thinks of us. Oh, what about this country? What do they think of us?
We don't care what other countries think of us.
Fuck what the rest of the world thinks of us, dude. If they don't like us, they don't like us. Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
Aren't you moving to Australia too? Have fun there. They're very strict down there. And people actually do get in trouble for what they say. Like, you would have been in jail years ago.
Now, I'm not saying I hate every other country besides the U.S. No, some of my best friends and some of my closest friends are from other countries.
You don't have any friends.
But maybe if y'all motherfuckers sit down and actually get rid of the bad motherfuckers out of these fucking countries that are being run by bad people that don't need to be in power, like Putin and Kim Jong-un, get rid of them.
You named 2 countries. And where is all this coming from?
And bringing people into power that actually give a fuck and want to see their countries thrive and do fucking better. Maybe then we can get on the right track to where, guess what? No country will be in debt. We'll all be cool with each other. There won't be no fucking worry about being a fucking nuclear war.
So heaven. So a utopian afterlife.
And guess what? At the end of the day, everybody can be fucking cool with everybody. Gee, what a fucking thought, huh?
It's like we're listening to a 33-year-old 9-year-old. Maybe not even 9, like 13, mentally.
What a fucking thought. But no, our government don't give a fuck, do ya? You guys don't give a fuck, do you?
Anyway, that's the video. I'll see you all later.